Hello everyone. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel, Get Crafty with Sally. My name is Sally Poole and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Albany, Oregon. Welcome. Thank you for spending some time with me. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this cute card with the new Reindeer Fun bundle. This I got on the demonstrator pre-order this month. It will be available to everyone else on the 3rd of September, so just a few weeks. And I am using the Merry Christmas stamp from the stamp set. And then I'm also using to put the little reindeer together. He's not really a reindeer, a deer. You will need these 3 dies. And then for this neat foresty white, it's not really the background, this piece here, there's a really cool die in this set. And you can either die cut it so the branches are coming down like I did here, or you can turn them up that way so the little guy is kind of hiding in the branches there, which is typically what they do. So this set is in the holiday mini catalog. So this is September through December of this year. And last week, I put together a bunch of sample colors of the deer. Something that I kind of typically try a lot of colors when I'm putting cards together and designing things. This one, I got a little carried away on this guy. I have yet to make a doe. There is a pink deer here. You do need all 3 dies also for this. You would just end up cutting the antlers off if you want the doe. So that's how that works. I do have one little announcement to make. Several weeks ago, I did a video with the Lily Pond Lane Designer Series paper. You might remember seeing these cards if you watched. I did have a drawing, and here is the winner. Teresa Swit, or Teresa S. Witt, 1840. You are the winner. Congratulations. So if you'll send me an email at dannydog75@hotmail.com with your mailing address, I will pop this in the mail to you straight away. Congratulations again. So let's get these little guys out of the way. I do have a PDF with these images on it, and I will link it down below this video in the description box if you want to go look at these. The possibilities are endless. I mean, you could just go on and on and on with changing out the colors of these guys. So here are the pieces that you'll need to make this card. As always, I will have a PDF linked in the description below the video, or you can take a screenshot if you like. So the PDF will have all of these measurements and all of the supplies that I used. So let me figure out what I need here first, and we will get started on this card. So I don't know if you can see in the background, the blue part, I used a new stamp called Falling Snow that I am already loving. It kind of reminds me of the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder, but in stamp form. So I am going to stamp that. This card I stamped on Starry Sky. I'm going to try Night of Navy. Let me get my platform in here, and this is not my Stampin' Up! Platform. It is a Tonic Tim Holtz. Let me grab my blue. And as you can see, I've drawn some little paper corner guides here. You can't really put these up in the corner with these big stamps and get a really good impression. So I like to center them more. I also put a little bit of sticky tape there to hold it down in case I need to stamp it twice. Let me grab my white ink pad. This is not my favorite ink, but it's the only white that I have, so we're going to go with it. So we'll ink up that big stamp. Give it a good press. And you can see that I missed some spots. So I'm going to give it another press, and then I'm going to add some more ink. So let's give that another good press. And this ink takes a little while to dry, so I actually have already stamped one ahead of time, and I have it ready here. Something else that I thought I would mention that I thought was really clever. Let me see if I can find. I had the worst time opening and closing this ink pad for some reason. Well, I have several that are hard to open. This was the worst though, and I just the other day saw somebody's little tip of taking some lip balm, and you just put a little bit of it right on both sides of the flip top that the ink pad is on, and then just open and close it a few times. Man, it really makes a difference. So I'm going to go through my ink pads and do that. I just was thrilled that it actually worked. So you might try that. I did wipe off the top of it with a paper towel when I was done. It did have a little bit of lip balm residue on it, but not much. Okay, so let's take here's the piece of Night of Navy with the little stars on it. I think it's just so cute. And I did also yesterday heat embossed on Night of Navy, so you can see the difference between the ink and the embossing powder. Quite a bit of difference. So if you want a subtle night sky, the ink is the way to go. If you want more bright stars, you can heat emboss it, or you could also heat emboss it in silver. I think that would look fabulous. And this one is actually heat embossed in white on Soft Sky, which is a retired color, but I love it. And I was surprised that it showed up on here. The ink does not show up on that color. Just an FYI. Okay, so I'm going to grab my chair and we'll get started on this card. So let's get our card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let's make sure that that's got a good crease. And then we're going to need our red layer, and I am actually using Poppy Parade. For some reason, I have always liked it better as a Christmas red than the real red. It's a little bit brighter. And let's see, for the white 4 by 5 1/4 piece, I have already die cut the top of it out with that round die that I showed you. And then I also ran it through my machine with the Snowflake Sky embossing folder. So it's really got a nice embossed effect on it. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to get a little bit of glue, get my Tombow green glue out here. What we're going to do is lay this starry piece behind the white piece, so it's cut just a little bit smaller. I'm going to put glue just around the edge of the blue piece, Night of Navy. You want to make sure you don't put it in the center anywhere. And then I'm just going to lay it face down right on the back of this white piece. Give that a press, make sure that glue is adhering. And then this is not stuck, so we're able to put our little reindeer in there. Well, he's not a reindeer. Reindeer have totally different antlers than this little guy. So this little guy is more of a Rudolph looking critter. So now we are going to, I'm just going to use my tape runner. You could use glue. I'm just going to go around the edges of this. And I'm going to adhere it to my Poppy Parade piece. And then while we're at it, we might as well adhere this piece to our card base. Make sure it opens on the right. Try to see if I can get it straight since it's white on white. Okay, so now let's take our little reindeer, not a reindeer, our little deer, and put it together. And I don't know if I had this on the pictures of all of the color coordinations, but this one is Early Espresso, Basic White, and Soft Suede. I think it might be on there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the Basic White one. And I'm going to lay it on the Early Espresso piece. And you need to kind of move quick because you can kind of grab it from the sides and below. You want to make sure it all lines up good with the piece below. Otherwise his little eyes kind of are out of whack when you put this piece on. So let's take our little soft suede piece, put a little bit of dots of glue around the edges of it. And I'm going to lay it on the basic white piece. And it seems to me that the ears are the big place where you want to make sure you get it lined up really good. So that looks pretty good. Now you can either leave it this way or you can put his little Rudolph nose on, which I think I'm going to do. So I'll put a little dot of glue in the center, and I'm going to grab my take your pick with the putty end. I've got the nose cut out, and we'll just drop it right in that little spot, and voila, he's got a red nose. So now we can take the little deer head and we will slide it into place on the front of our card in the little forest. You want to try to get it so it's pretty straight. And I think I forgot to tell you, I'm also using, there's a die in here, I think it's over by my machine, that cuts out the cute little Christmas light bulbs. So let's color those really quick. Let me see if I have a piece of scrap paper. Here's a wrinkly one, so you can see it better. So I decided to grab colors from my childhood as I remember the light bulbs that my dad always used to put up on the house. So I have dark Poppy Parade, dark Shaded Spruce, because I wanted them kind of vivid, dark Mango Melody, and light Starry Sky. So let's start with our Starry Sky, and we'll do these two outside ones and the one right in the center. And then our Mango Melody, we'll do the one next to the right of the blue one. And then our Shaded Spruce next to the yellow. And lastly, our Poppy Parade. So cute. So I also took I have one of these Jelly Roll glitter pens. I'm pretty sure this is clear. The number on it is 38450, if that helps any. And I'm just going to color a little bit at the top of the bulbs. You're probably not going to be able to see it on the video, but it kind of gives the little metallic looking part of the bulb that screws into the light string socket. Hope that's what you call it. Okay, so that we can now put on our card. I do want to show you that it's not really cut or made at the same angle as this circle is. You could certainly put it up here if you wanted to. You could put it in the trees. That's kind of cute there. But let me show you how I did it down here, because I don't think you'd have trouble putting it anywhere else. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on each one of these bulbs, if I can get it to come out. And then I'm just going to put a few dots on the little stringy part. Okay, so let's get a hold of that, flip it over, and I'm going to start with the blue one in the center. Hopefully I can do this without sticking my head in the camera. Line that one up and give it a little press, and then you can just go from bulb to bulb, and I'm lifting up with my left hand and turning, kind of turning the cardstock, and it doesn't, whoops, it doesn't make really any fold lines or bends or crinkles or anything. So it just fits on there really nice. Nobody's going to know that it wasn't the same angle as the circle. So the next thing I'm going to show you is I've already stamped my sentiment, and I stamped it with my, now I'm not going to be able to find it, my VersaFine Clair ink pad, black. And what I'm going to do is I've got a little die from the Stitched Rectangles die set, and it is this die, the smallest one out of this little set. And you can see that when I lay it over my sentiment, the die is actually not long enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to line up the left side and get everything straight. I'm going to take a little piece of Post-it note tape, and I'm going to put another piece on the other end. Let me get my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So to die cut, you want the base plate, which is plate 1. You want a plate 2. You want your paper and your die, and I'm going to start up at the top where the Mary is. I'm going to lay another plate 2 on there, and I'm only going to run this through about halfway, maybe a little bit farther than that, but you don't want to go past the cutting point of the die on the bottom end, on the Christmas end. So let's take that out. We'll pull that off. Now I'm going to take my Post-it note tape off, lay this die down again on so it fits in Christmas, And if you wiggle it around, you can feel it slide into the little die cuts that have already been made over here on the left. And you can do this with any of these kind of dies if you want to make something shorter or wider or thinner or whatever. So let's get our little machine back in here. We've got our plate 1, plate 2. We're going to start with the Christmas end. Our second plate 2. And again, we're not going to roll it clear through because we don't want to cut that off right there. Just need to roll it maybe a third of the way, depending on how far you went the first time. So we'll pop that out. Whoops, I missed a part. I did not go far enough. Run that through just a little bit more. Okay, let's see if we can get it out now. Okay, so see how nice that comes out with a die that was shorter than the sentiment? I think that's just a great thing to be able to do. So now let's take our scrap of Poppy Parade and our sentiment. Put a little bit of glue on the back of the sentiment. And we'll line it up on the Poppy Parade layer. See if we can kind of get, whoops, these margins even. And then I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. See if I've got 3 left on this sheet. Take the covers off the dimensionals. Bring our card back in here. And then we'll line this up at the bottom of our card. We want to get equal distance on each side and try to get it straight, of course. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do for this card is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have added, I don't think you can see it, dazzling diamonds to these branches up here. So I'm going to get my little container of diamonds and my quickie glue pen. If you don't have a quickie glue pen, it's a different kind of glue. It's hard to explain. It's really thin and it's not really runny or anything, but it's not the consistency at all of the Tombow glue. So it's just this little pen. It comes out very easily. So I'm just going to start going across these little branches. And this glue, when it comes out of this pen, is actually blue, but it does dry clear. So I'm just going to do a few branches, and I'll give it a little sprinkle of dazzling diamonds, a couple flicks. Move on to the next branch. Just what you wanted to watch somebody do today, right? There's a couple little branch pieces over there to the right that are easy to miss. So we'll put some dazzling diamonds there. And if you don't have dazzling diamonds, which is an older Stampin' Up! Retired product, you can use any type of glitter. Whatever you've got would be wonderful. Or you don't have to put glitter on it at all. You could also make this top piece in a green cardstock instead of white. I don't know what that would look like with the Night of Navy. You might have to change up your entire color scheme. I should have tried that. So you can see that I'm not being extremely careful doing this. Let's get these last little branches covered. Give that a flick. Perfect. Looks awesome. I wish you could see it in person. It's so cute. So you could also embellish this if you wanted. I did on the other card, I think I'll do it here too. I did add a little bit of dazzling diamonds to the background. There's a lot of little dots. I didn't try to draw in the snowflakes that are part of that stamp, but I did just put some random dots, and you really wouldn't even need to put it on the dots that are part of that stamp. Sorry, I should be doing that on camera, not off in the corner. Okay, now we've got dazzling diamonds everywhere. And I've got a fan going behind me, so they really are everywhere. So there is the card. What do you think of that? I just think he is adorable. There is Night of Navy. That one is Starry Sky. It's a little brighter blue, isn't it? I think I might like that one better. And then I also did, I did one with the, I should have grabbed the paper pack. This is from one of the new paper packs. And I think a more solid background, darker color would be better for the definition of these little branches. And I will put the papers that I used in the PDF. I don't want to run and look for them right now. And then this one I did using one of the papers from Season of Green and Gold. So that one's cute too. And this one I should mention, I did not do the little light bulb string, but I did the cute little wreath with the little bow, and then put one of the rhinestones on it. So there is today's card. I hope you like it. I hope that you think that this little set is as adorable as I do. Thanks again for spending some time with me. As always, do all the good stuff. Like, share, subscribe to my channel if you have not already done that. I would so appreciate it. You guys are all great, and I will see you next time. Bye.